Great fan support in Columbus, Ohio all week for the Barstool PBA Players Championship qualifying match play, and now this stepladder final. Roll-Tech stat, Sam Cooley, the Australian, was never lower than 4th place at the end of any round. Consistency. And Kimberly Pressler is with Sam Cooley.
Thanks, guys. I sure am. So, Sam, the guys just mentioned that you, all during these rounds leading up to today's telecast, you were never 4th position. So how much about that coming into today?
It hasn't really been playing on my mind. Coming into this week, I've had the mindset of each day's brand new, and it's worked fantastically for now. So I'm just going to treat this game like I have all week, and hopefully that's enough to move on.
Well, it's a little bit different because this is the first time you're on national television under the bright ESPN lights. Is that weighing on you at all?
The pressure's always going to be there, but it's a good sort of pressure.
You today. Guys, back to you in the booth.
The thing that really impresses me about these young players is power, but how mature they are. You know, it took me years level of maturity and to learn how to win on television, and it seems like these youngsters are just coming right out with their power.
Eliminating Norm Duke, opening shot against Cooley. He'll begin on the left lane. 10 down.
What's your impression on that young man throwing that urethane ball like that?
That is unbelievable. There's so much power, and he's so accurate. You know, he gets these pins flying around. If they hit the pocket, they strike every time, it seems like.
On 46 feet of oil, and this oil that the tour has been using this season is very thick, and this young man's still using urethane on 46 feet.
You know, I got the ball this week, and I couldn't hardly hook the ball. There was so much oil, and they can get the ball to move even with urethane.
Debut of Sam Cooley out of Mount Warrigal. 6 around the 10. Another Australian making a stepladder final.
For the first time ever. Pretty good shot for his first time on television. As we take a look at this style here, Wayne, that's kind of the prototypical power game of today. High backswing, the bent elbow and wrist, and the downswing. Kind of uncupping the elbow and the wrist to create that power. You see the oil ring on that bowling ball, that high track.
You know, what you heard in the interview with Kimberly is very true. Talking with Sam yesterday, he's very low-key, takes it as it comes, one at a time, and a good spare.
The players are bouncing out the 10 pins and 7 pins this week, so if we do leave if one of the players were to leave a 7-10 split, what are the odds here of making it in your center, Wayne?
I think the odds are really good. I would have expected a lot more to be made this week, as many pins that popped out. These guys throw the ball so hard at their spares, it's really easy to get them out here.
Cool. Sam Cooley, top prior finish in a major was 22nd in Reno at the PBA World Championship. 239 average for 48 games, exactly even in match play at 11-11 with 2 ties. And some of the greatest of all time inspiring Cooley. And we will get out the special poking tool and remove the offending bowling pin. Kimberly Pressler is laneside. Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. I am joined with Hall of Famer Norm Duke. Norm, you fought to the very end out there. Talk to me about your thoughts about this match. Your match.
Our match. I fought tooth and nail. I fought my heart out. I gave it everything I had, and, you know, I get up in the 10th frame and I'm locked out. A lot of guys in the 10th frame are locked out. When the left-handers, when they get it going, you can't beat them. And so I look for a high-scoring match. I tell you what, our side is getting better, another game or two, and I think that we can play with them. But right now it's about carrying. Man, they just have so much rev rate over there. I like the left.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Good strike for Cooley. Svensson trying to double up and take the lead early. Touch high, 247.
And he's been high 3 times on this right lane now, and it looks like he's got a little bit of early check on that right lane, Wayne, even with the urethane bowling ball.
Well, you know, they sand these balls and they start breaking down the front part of the lane. He's going to have to start moving right, make up for the front part.
Covers the spare.
Skinny jeans on the 247 conversion. His opponent, Sam Cooley, the last right-hander on the telecast. The rest of the way is going to be all southpaws, but none of the other southpaws using urethane. You know, urethane tends to carry oil down the lane as opposed to reactive resin, which absorbs oil. And if this young man can get through this match, he might be tough to beat for the other two left-handers.
Absolutely, as long as he can. Yeah, those fronts are going away a little bit. He's just got to make that little bit of move and he'll be okay.
6-pin for Svensson.
He's used to seeing this, though, because his A game is throwing urethane. He sticks to his game plan, which is urethane, urethane, and more urethane. In fact, he's got 7 urethane bowling balls here with him this week.
Well, I think that's the big key, is he's going to know how to make that move and not going to get in too much trouble.
Right, and he's seen this before. He's seen where the fronts go. He knows what reaction to make. The question is, as good as the lanes are on both sides, the right side's still good. Is Sam Cooley going to start stringing them and run away from Jesper Svensson? I know it's early, but first shot on the right lane was a ring and 10 for Sam. As we take a look at his arsenal, he's using the Dream On.
Third frame for Cooley, earns his first double.
This is the power player of today. They get that high arm swing, and all the revolutions are from behind the ball, so it reads the mid lanes properly, also makes that ball enter the pins better, so that's what's increasing their carry.
In talking with these power players, I asked them, what is it you're trying to get your bowling ball to do? And they all say the same thing, trying to get it to roll early.
Absolutely.
Big difference between rolling early and hooking early. They try to get the bowling ball to roll early. It reads the mids. It comes off the end of the pattern nice and smooth. Entry angle in the pocket's perfect for maximum carry.
11-pin lead for Sam Cooley early, 4th frame. Second arrow, the arrows, and spare, and 3 good strikes. Norm Duke alluded that the lanes could be favoring that direction.
Well, and that's that hot half pocket hit that Norm Duke lost early in the first match. And this is a difference in power. As you see, the 6-pin just goes to the sidewall and slaps the 10 silly.
Cooley spare and 3 strikes. Svensson strike and 2 spares, working in the 4th frame. He trails by 21.
Tried.
And we'll get a reset from Svensson. A lot of chat about the two-handed game, and according to Svensson, he said, very matter-of-factly, some people like it, some don't, and that's just the way it's going to be. After the reset, very confident young man strides and toes the line here. 4th frame.
Beautiful shot. You know, Wayne, that's his thing, throwing the urethane ball. When Amleto Monicelli first came out on tour, as you remember, how many people tried to change his game?
Everybody tried to change his game because he thought his arm swing was too high, he hooked it too much. And look at it now, and Ameleto's one of the guys that's lasted the longest out here.
Yep. Hall of Famer, just won the Japan Cup not long ago, beating all the young guys. I like this kid. He sticks to his guns, and he does what he feels comfortable doing, and that's throwing urethane his way.
Monicelli notched his 20th PBA Tour win to equal that of Wayne Webb. 5th frame. And a double cutting into the Cooley lead. It's now 11 pins.
Even back in the day when you and I used urethane, did we ever get it to hit like that?
I don't remember that. You know, when it was half pocket like that, that was a 10-pin.
The only time we ever got our urethane balls to hit like that, Wayne, was when we bowled on 22 feet of oil. Watch the 4-pin, second from the left, go to the sidewall and just crush the 7. Get out of my face.
Jesper Svensson responds with the double. Cooley turkey working, bottom of the 5th. Oh my, solid 9.
Spoke with Jason Belmonte a couple of nights ago. in regards to Sam Cooley, and Jason said, Sam is one of the biggest practicers I've ever seen in my life. All he does is bowl, 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 as we see the bowling ball go right by the 9-pin.
Cooley said it's a good feeling to represent Australia. It's tough to follow in Belmo's shadow, but it's a good pressure, as he reiterated earlier with Kimberly Pressler.
Wayne, I was always a big practicer. I don't know how much practicing you used to do, but, you know, I was one of those guys that was kind of a technical guy. I was working on my swing, as you know, and when I asked Sam, I said, well, what in particular do you work on? And he said, I work on everything. Timing, swing, footwork, everything.
Every time I went out and practiced, and I did practice a lot, and I bowled with David Ozio. He was the king of practice. And, you know, it was always, for me, it was always trying to throw the ball a lot of different ways, because I had to learn to be able to go straight, hook the ball, whatever I need to do.
Sam has worked to get the ball lower in his setup with more D-bend and the bent forward at the start of the swing. 6th frame. Stepped out just a touch and a flat 10.
Well, thus far through a game and a half, the only person to miss the pocket has been Jesper Svensson. Norm Duke never missed the pocket. Sam Cooley hasn't missed the pocket. Right now, the only issue for Sam Cooley is the pin carry. Ringing 10 in the 1st, solid 9 in the 5th, swishing 10 in the 6th.
Spare for Sam Cooley. The Australian in his American television debut has taken a 9-pin lead on Jesper Svensson. Svensson can take the lead when we return to Columbus, Ohio. Mike Jakubowski, PBA Hall of Famers Randy Peterson and Wayne Webb with Kimberly Pressler as the Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions rolls on this PBA doubleheader Sunday. Key shot out of the break and a chance to take the lead for Svensson.
I think he's going to make a great shot here. He's already made the move.
6th frame. Mixing comes up short.
Interesting, that one didn't pick up.
Wayne, how did you handle that first shot out of the break? Always the toughest.
Yeah, I really didn't ever have that much problems with coming out of the break. It was just one of those times you had a chance to think a little bit and regroup again.
So now a 3-6 conversion. Attempt by Svensson.
Whoa.
Clicks it.
Well, Wayne, it's not how, it's how many, and he catches just enough of the 6-pin there for the spare conversion.
I think this is the key point. You know, I think he's starting to get a little over-under in the front, and he's got to get lined up.
The move for me would be, with that bowling ball, would be to move my eyes in and go straighter.
Right.
And another reset. 7th frame.
Distraction from someone in the crowd.
As you mentioned, Randy, it might not be the same pitch black. He's got 7 different layout options with 7 different urethane balls.
Yeah, you know, back when Wayne and I were youngsters on the tour, we had 2 different drillings: positive leverage and negative leverage.
Roller, no.
So we used our urethane bowling balls, and we either had an extra hole in them or we didn't have an extra hole in them. And I think back then, Wayne, if we had more than 10 bowling balls, people started to question what we were into.
Well, back then, you know, it was more about hand releases and trying to make the ball do a lot of different things with less balls.
Spare for Svensson. He trails by 12, and now the key frame here is for Cooley. The spare and then the convincing turkey, a couple 9 counts for Cooley in his first shot after the break.
Well, this is where he needs to impose his will and throw a double and increase his lead to 22.
talking with Cooley yesterday, just loves bowling. Pro bowling is what I really want to do, and he's really doing it right now. 7th frame. Right. Mixer.
Yeah, let's take a look at our track tech talk and the game of Sam Cooley. And as Wayne Webb alluded to earlier, the prototypical power game. You see this left arm nice and straight out in front of the player in the high backswing. And then the follow through that goes what appears to be to the inside. But Wayne, we were talking during the break, and the new power players of today, their bodies get so open that follow through appears to go to the inside. It's actually a lot straighter than it looks. And if it didn't go in that direction, these players would throw it in the left and right gutters, respectively.
7-pin erased, and just like Randy said, he imposed his will there, double to increase his lead.
I think that's where you see where Norm Duke has broken down the lanes a little bit, going straight for the righties, and he's got a little spot to throw it at right now.
Remember the solid 9-pin in the 5th frame? Made up for it a little bit right there.
Oh, yeah.
Svensson in need of a strike. He trails by 22, 8th frame. And he gets it. Mixer. PBA's Extra Frame is your home for exclusive live coverage of PBA Tour, PBA 50 Tour, and PWBA Tour events. The newly revamped video subscription service will feature more than 1,000 hours of live coverage in 2016. Don't miss a minute of the action. Click on the Extra Frame link at PBA.com for more information.
Must-strike situation here for Jesper Svensson. He can strike out for 236. Sam Cooley is already in the 220s, but no matter what Jesper does, he cannot shut out Sam.
Mixing, no.
I think that's where you see that the fronts have got him a little bit right now, and with this long pattern at 46 feet, you know, as soon as he starts to get in and using urethane, it's hard to get around it.
And being the only lefty in the first 2 matches, the front part of the lane still broke down that much with that urethane ball.
And he's carrying it down on himself.
What do you anticipate the ball reaction is going to be like for Ryan Simonelli and Graham Faw?
Well, you know, I think Ryan's a little bit further left of him. I think he'll be okay. Faw might be in the same spot, and he'll probably be able to get around it.
The winner of this match advances to the semifinal to face Canada's Graham Faw, who will make his debut. Cooley with a lead, foundation frame. Convincing strike.
If the left side reacts the same for our last 2 southpaws, with early hook up front, oiled down the lane to where if the lefties miss a little bit to the outside, the ball hangs, this could be a runaway for Sam Cooley.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm seeing right now, because it's like I said, with Norm Duke breaking that shot down to the right a little bit, he's got a little extra room to throw it to the right that's already burned up, and Norm's not going to get it carried down too bad. If the left side shows that carry down, that early hook, they could be in trouble.
Sam Cooley, as Svensson did before him, looking out to lock out his opponent, 10th frame. Light mixing strike.
Come on!
Cooley advances to the Players semifinal.
That's the most excited we've seen Sam Cooley all week.
Yes. Very, very even. When he says, I just take it a day and a round at a time, he means it.
He does mean it, and so much talent, it's unbelievable.
So he will consider the next match another round and another reset. He doesn't want to have a preconceived idea from day to day or from match to match.
See, that's the key right there. He leaked that just a tiny bit, but it looks like he also missed it at the bottom. He's got that extra spot to throw it at.
That was a little area check there.
Yeah, it was.
PBA Hall of Famer Wayne Webb, we appreciate you joining us for this match, and also thank you so much for your support of this event. And it's a pleasure to come to Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl.
Oh, it was great. I had so much fun. The players were absolutely great to me. So appreciative of being here. I hope they come back.
Sam Cooley opting for the strike line, and he will continue. Cooley versus Canada's Graham Faw making his debut. Sam Cooley, the winner. Moving on at the Barbasol PBA Players Championship.
Wayne, thanks for all the great hospitality, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Tonight, after the Lakers and Bulls, stick around for Sports Center at Night with Bucci and Levy. I'll have all the highlights from the Daytona 500, Riviera Country Club, the NBA, NHL, college basketball, the latest news from spring training. Sports Center at Night tonight, after Lakers Bulls right here on ESPN, and streaming live on Watch ESPN and on the ESPN app.
Lakers and Bulls? You mean Magic and Jordan?
No, Derrick Rose and the rest. Let's flash back with Ebonite to the 1996 Touring Players Championship.
Albee got off to a great start throwing the front six, but here comes Parker Bone III, slinging it off the left gutter. He finishes with the last 7. Albee now needs a double in the 10th. How about this pin carry? Perfect in the pocket there. And this for the Super Slam.
The only ever to win the Super Slam is Mike Albee. Barbasol PBA Players Championship rolls on. Sam Cooley defeats Jesper Svensson 246 to 206 and moves along. Cooley in his debut meets Canada's Graham Faw making his debut. Semi-final action. Righty Sam Cooley against lefty Graham Faw when we return to Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl.
Easy for you to say.